Hey everyone, and thanks for logging on to the channel. I'm excited, super excited to show you today this video. This video is going to be video 1 of what I call my color palette series. I had a subscriber reach out to me and mention that they'd like additional information on how I put my designs together. So I thought it would be a great idea to put it in a color palette type methodology. So over time, you'll see how I will build from one space to another to make all of the spaces complement each other. The reason why that's important for me is because I currently live in an open concept floor plan. That's how the home is built. And so I just look across one big open space and I have to define my smaller spaces. From the living room, I can see straight into the dining area and straight into the foyer. There's no interior walls. I have come to appreciate the open concept plan. However, what it does require, if I want a cohesive palette, is to look across the space and make sure that all of the colors complement each other. So my foyer is not blue and white and 10 paces from there I have gold and black or what have you. So color palette series, that's what we're doing today. Let's get at it. So from Amazon, and I've already pulled the colors out, but I ordered this. This is, I'm going to call it a color wheel, but it basically allows me, just like any interior designer, anyone that deals in paints, anyone who, deals in multiple colors, it allows me I would estimate maybe this is probably 200 different colors in here, if not more. It allows me to take smaller, I'll call them swatches, of a color and look at them visually to see if I believe they will go together. This is one way to do it. Over time, I've learned to just pull the colors together, and of course if you don't like it, or if I don't like it, I'll switch it out. But for the most part, here's a technique that you can use in order to see if the colors will possibly match. I'm going to now show you over the next couple of weeks through a series of 3 separate videos. I'm going to show you 3 separate spaces. I'm going to show you my entryway and foyer. I'm going to show my formal dining room, and I'm going to show my formal living room. I've changed all of those designs out from the spring decor, and I have now decorated or changed them out for the summer design. But here's what I want to mention to you before we get into this video. What the color wheel or color palette allows you to do is to have a baseline of what could possibly work. So first, let me show, and I'm trying to make sure I don't show all the colors at once. So let me just slide these over here. I'm going to show you the color white first. Simple enough to show you white. The reason why white is up here first is because this is, plus or minus just a slight variation in the shade of paint. This is the shade or the color of the walls that's in the rooms that I'm going to decorate. Now, my actual color is alabaster from Sherwin-Williams, but I'm just going to use this base color, a card of white. This is the stationary color. What does that mean? That means white isn't going anywhere. That's the color, unless I change the walls, that the walls will be. So I want to make sure that the baseline of background is present or is accounted for in my design. The next color I'm going to put up is this brown. The reason why I pulled brown next is because that is the color of most of the furniture in the areas that I'm decorating. My formal table set, the 10-foot table set with the china cabinet, that is a deep dark brown. The entryway has a credenza in it. That is a deep dark brown. I have coffee tables, and I also have an entertainment center that is a deep dark brown. So, and to include the home that I'm living in, it has a lot of woodwork, the trim, instead of the standard crown molding that you see that is white. Mine is a deep brown, rich wood color. So the wall color and the furniture color is represented in the color wheel already. Now, what you will also find out is these colors may not be exact. What do I mean by that? So if I, just bear with me while I have my head down while I continue to talk you through this. If I wanted to, I can easily pull out another brown. So here you see that I pulled out a different variation of brown. This probably is a better representation of some of my furniture, but what you'll find out is when you get the base color, you can work within the variations of the color. So this brown is not the exact brown that my furniture is, but it's close enough for me to see if the accent or complementary colors that I'm going to use are also close enough. Because when you add the home decor, it just depends on the shade, the lighting, that type of stuff. But just for conversation's sake, I'm going to take this one down and show you now these two colors. Remember, again, this is the color palette series where we're talking about building your design based on your fixed or permanent objects, whether that's the paint color, whether that's the furniture that you're not changing, what have you. The room that I am decorating has very close to this color. I'm gonna call it champagne. The floor is a travertine floor, and it has diamonds or geometric shapes as part of the design of the floor in the entryway. The reason why I pull this color out is because it represents a pop of color as soon as you walk into the home that you can't help but see it. So because it is a fixed focal point that is present as soon as you come into our house, I want to make sure that I consider this in my design. So as you can see with these three colors, I pretty much got my baseline of the things that will not change. So as an example, now that I am looking to see what home decor pieces or accent colors I can put up, I'm going to just pull a color as an example that you will see is not probably ideal. So let's say, for example, I wanted to decorate with something in the red-orange family in that color scheme. You see how bold that is? Even in this color wheel, it doesn't look good. It definitely, it doesn't look good to me. So I would be hard pressed to make this loud fluorescent bright color blend with the neutrals that's already present. This is just too loud for the base that I'm building on. I'll give you another example. And if you can just bear with me for 1 second. Color palettes are a good way and an inexpensive way to, again, test to see if what you're building before you purchase is something that would remotely work. And just pay no attention to that background noise. Look at this color. Whole different color in the palette, but again, you can see the transition is not complementary at all. It doesn't even go. You might can do something like that if you was doing a pop of color for spring. But once you add all of these other fixed objects in there, it's just not the best selection. Okay? So now that we have our stationery palette, let me go ahead and tell you quickly what we are going to do so I can get to this video. So again, these are the 3 baseline colors, and they represent the floor, the shapes of the accent color in the floor, and the furniture. What I've selected for this color palette series is 4 basic colors. I'm going to add 4 base colors to this. I've selected black. The black represents the accent color that I'm going to add to my furniture. I've selected a light ivory. It's actually a little bit lighter than this, but this will do for the purpose of this video. This black and this ivory. My couch is in this color scheme, and I'm going to accent with a bold, rich black. I want to bring attention to the black. But then I'm also going to complement it with gold. And I know this color is not exactly gold, but it's close enough. It's in the family of gold where I'll be able to make it work. So as you can see, wait a minute, I have one more color. I have a chair and an ottoman that is this gray color. From this color palette, right, you can see that I am adding these 4 colors. Now the 2 in the middle are bold, as I said. I want them to be. I want it to be the focal point soon as you walk in the room. This is a transitional color that's going to do a subtle change from the chair at my entry of foyer to a rug that's under my formal dining room table that has this color palette or this hue in it. And I'm sorry, I was pointing at the wrong one. This one is my couch. This one is the colors of the throw and the pillows. This is the accent color for the pillows. And this one is this gray silver one is the transitional color to my dining room rug. Why do I consider that? Because you want to make sure that your design is inclusive from floor to ceiling. That's why I did that. Now, look at the difference in, even though I have all of these colors up here, hopefully you can see it. Do you see that the only one that stands out really as not quite going as well is this one? It is the silver one. The big so what in that is because this also happens to be the one that I am focusing the least on in my design. So what I'm going to do is how I'm going to transition this color, which I have a rug under a table that has some of this color. I'm going to accent that couch or that chair with these 3 colors. That's how that's gonna look. And I can easily, I can't for this color wheel by the way the colors are attached, but I can easily overlap the black in front of the gold with the silver or the reverse. But do you see? Do you see how all of that comes together? The browns, whether they are deep browns or darker browns, is still in the color palette of brown. I can deal with that. White, you can make everything go with white. Black, you can really make everything go with black. You may not want to put the bright fluorescence with it, just depends on your overall design of your home and your furniture. These three right here are my wow cards, what I call wow cards. These are the ones that I have to focus on to make sure that I don't over design or over decorate as far as the color. So what I'm going to do now is show you how all of this comes together in video one. Make sure that as you watch the video, you look at how these same colors are represented in the color palette scene. The first video I'm going to show you is my Foyer way. You're going to see this on my entry credenza. You're going to see this color on the floor for the travertine floors. You're going to see this color in the chair and the ottoman that is next to the credenza. White, which really represents alabaster. That's going to be the color of my walls. You're going to see this as the gold pop of color that's on the wall art and throw pillows in the chair. This color right here is also leaning towards copper, which is the color in the chair. This is the only color that you will not really see in the foyer area. However, this is a transitional color to my living room. I hope you were able to see that. And in the future, I'll try to take those out to make it easier. But again, this is the color palette series. This is video one of the first 3 videos where I'm going to show you how all of these colors come together to make a cohesive design. And with that, big reveal is up next. Completion of video one of the color palette series. Thank you very much for stopping by to watch this video. If you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button right now so that you too can join Freddie King's home decor team. You want to make sure that you be aware of the notifications as I upload them so that you'll see how this total series unfolds. I hope as you watch this video, you were able to identify the colors that I talked about earlier in the color palette. So as you can see, it definitely works. I'm now going to take the same color palette and transition to my formal dining room where I will connect the colors from this foyer to the adjacent space. Until next time, this is Freddie King's Home Decor. Bye-bye.